Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to Pacific Drive, where we have made it into the deep zone. I've been given the job of just exploring and charting more deep zone junctions and access roads until I've mapped out enough of it to be able to continue with the main story. And it's of course here in the deep zone where you're going to get access to corrupted energy anchors. The thing is, while the rewards in the deep zone are significantly better, so are the risks. These are boom bunnies. They're a bit like the dust bunnies and shock bunnies that you get in the mid and outer zones, except these ones explode. And this, kids, this is a meteorite squall. It's a bit like the storms that you get in the other zones, except way, way worse. What is this shit? Oh my god! You've got to be shitting me! Whoa! What the actual fuck? Yeah, welcome to the deep zone, kids. This place doesn't mess around. Whoa! Yeah, the storms in the deep zone aren't like the storms in the other zones. Holy shit. I mean, conditions in the other two zones could escalate fairly quickly if you had a bad combination of circumstances with, some particular unstable conditions, and then you rip up an anchor just as an instability storm hits, and things can compound pretty quickly. But here in the inner zone, everything can go from 0 to dead in about 1 second flat. I mean, I nearly died just getting back to the car. So, that was fun. Yeah, I don't want to push my luck out here anymore. Let's get back to the garage. So I've picked up enough energy. Some of it corrupted energy, the first time I've had any. Enough energy to open the gateway and get back. I just need to get far away enough from the portal that I can actually open the gateway without being too close to scramble it. So we're going to back up a little. We should be far enough away. Oh, what was that? There's a sort of glowy thing up there. No, nothing. We're good. Well, I say we're good. The car is buggered. We're talking about the various different typical hazards in the three zones earlier on. And of course, it wasn't until I made it into the deep zone that I knew what kind of hazards we were going to face in here. Typically in the outer zone, it's electrical hazards. I mean, there's radiation hazards in all three zones. But aside from the radiation hazards that you get in all three zones, in the outer zone, you tend to need to stack electrical resistance because most of the hazards are electrical in nature. In the mid zone, as well as radiation, which is worse in the mid zone, you tend to need to stack corrosive resistance because there's a lot of acid damage in the mid zone. Here in the deep zone, impact and explosion resistance are your friends, because this zone is packed with stuff that likes to go bang, and it is absolutely hell on the car's components. The way the damage system works in this game, or at least the way I think the damage system seems to work in this game, it's all to do with the base hit points of the car and the car's components, things like the doors, the panels, and all of the equipment in the car. It's like everything starts off at 100%, and then as you drive around and you encounter hazards, the various different components in the car start to take damage. And every time something takes damage, there's a small chance that it's going to develop a fault, like a puncture in the tyre, for example, or a leak in a fuel tank, for example. Now, you can fix all of these things with your repair tools, but every time you fix something, every time it's taken damage, these things explode. Try to avoid them. There's a chance that the various different components are basically just going to become worn out. They're going to become fragile. They're going to become rusted. The battery's going to become swollen, for example. And when that happens, it becomes much, much more susceptible to developing a fault. And at that point, you're basically just going to be burning through repair tools, constantly fixing the faults that develop on worn out pieces of kit. And it just becomes more cost effective to scrap it and replace it in time. Now with things like the doors and panels, that's not such an issue because you're not driving around with crude panels or steel panels anymore. At this point, you're likely to have unlocked the armoured panels, and they have much higher base hit points, so they last longer before developing faults. But the equipment on the car, things like the solar panels, things like your backseat battery, they don't get any more hit points just because you've made it into the deep zone. And so stuff like that starts wearing out really quickly, because here in the deep zone, everything just does so much more damage.
Fresh new upgrade waiting for you, driver. Straight out of the oven.
Oh. Alright, it seems like I've mapped out enough of the deep zone roads to be able to move on. I mean, the car's buggered. Yeah. Alright, first things first. Let's have a quick look. A new message on the fax machine. Somebody has an idea about a kid's TV show about anomalies. Okay, fine, whatever. So, what do we have? Oppie's given us the plans for an overcharged ARC mod.
What do you think, Francis?
It could work.
It will work. We don't know anything about the well, but the driver doesn't have to go in completely empty-handed.
You're removing the ARC device's limiter and overloading its charge capacity.
Right. So no matter how much energy the car's getting blasted with, the ARC will be able to overpower it to open a gateway. It's the only way to extract the driver from whatever's going to happen at the trigger point.
And then we use Allen's suppression technique to keep the whole thing from completely exploding? This sounds like a lot.
It's what we've got. Driver, go on and install that ARC device modification. We'll spin up the suppression system in the meantime.
Okay, so the ARC device is the thing located in the passenger seat.
ARC device mod's looking good. Now you can head out and overcharge it. We'll give you instructions when you're en route.
And my mission just up... Wow, the car is absolutely wrecked, isn't it? Okay, but my mission just updated. Find the barricade. Reach the barricade operating station. Okay, let's take a look at the car. So, I picked up a couple of armoured panels on the way back from the zone. I'm going to pop these into the matter regenerator. It'll repair them for free when I'm out on my next trip. Now let's check out the damage to the car. I mean, everything's pretty badly beaten up. Oh, this lead-plated door, that armoured panel, puncture-proof tyre. Yeah. It's not that... Oh, wait a minute. This lead-plated door's developed a fault. It's fragile. Yep. This is just going to have to be scrapped. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep wasting repair tools fixing it. Fortunately, I can now make armoured doors. And in the deep zone, armoured doors and panels are your friends, because not only do they have more hit points, I mean, they're basically the second best you can get next to Olympium doors and panels, but you require deep zone components for those. They come with explosion and damage resistance. And most of the hazards in the deep zone are explosive and impact hazards. But don't forget, there are radiation hazards in all three zones, and the radiation hazards in the deep zone are far worse than the radiation hazards in the other zones, so lead-plated panels and doors are your friend too. Now, I did come back from that trip with my first bit of corrupted energy, so let's see what we can make with that. So, to the fabricator. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Limb chip. So this is a new crafting component, which is probably going to be required for most of the stuff that I'm also going to be able to unlock using these... Oh, hang on a minute. Power grip tyres. Oh. Power grip tyres quite simply have the best traction of any tyre type available. But they come with a couple of downsides. First, they're not puncture resistant, and conditions in the deep zone are absolute hell on the tyres. So I'm going to be constantly fixing punctures in them. The other main problem is that they're basically garbage unless you're supplying power to them, at which point they become the best tyres in the game, but they constantly drain power. Anchor energy converter. This will allow me to convert anchor energy into battery power, but I need limb chips for that. Same here with the XL roof battery. Thing is, I can now research limb chips. The thing is, I can research the limb chips, but then I won't have enough corrupted energy to get anything else. Let's have a look and see what else is available. I mean, I want something out of this trip. I'm going to need the limb chips at some point, so we'll go ahead and research those. I'll just have to do more trips into the deep zone and gather more corrupted energy in order to actually build the stuff that the limb chips are a component for. Let's have a quick look at the workbench, see if there's any personal upgrades unlocked. No, not yet. Right. So now I can make limb chips. Except I need Olympium fragments. Oh, great. And of course you can only get Olympium fragments from the deep zone. So if there was anything that I actually needed the limb chips for, that's going to have to get put on the back burner because I just can't make them. I can do this magnetic hammer though. Now this is basically the best hammer tool available. So we're going to go ahead and do that because I don't want to have come back from that deep zone trip completely empty-handed. I want at least something out of it. So a magnetic hammer. Do I have the components to make one? Where is it? There it is. I do. Scrap metal, gas cylinders, gears, and limb magnets. Now I was lucky in my previous zone excursion on the way into the deep zone. I came across something that converted, I think it was scrap metal into limb magnets. I wasn't sure what I was going to need the limb magnets for, but it turns out I needed them to make the magnetic hammer. Kind of makes sense. It's a magnetic hammer. Oh, thank you, friendly dumpster. Some repair putty. So that was a bit of luck. Also a free scrapper. Friendly dumpster's being very friendly today. The thing is, I'm not really in any rush to progress the story and find the barricade, whatever the hell that is, because I've only just made it into the deep zone, and there's a whole bunch of stuff in here that I need to collect, resource-wise, in particular Olympium. And there's a whole bunch of new anomalies in here, most of which I haven't actually seen or scanned yet, although I'll be very happy if I never see a meteor squall again. And some of these anomalies I'm going to need to scan in order to unlock the stuff that I'm going to want to fabricate with all of this corrupted energy and hopefully Olympium that I'm going to be collecting. So rather than rush to find this barricade, I think I'm just going to do a couple of more resource and exploration runs in the deep zone and see what we can turn up. So, back into the deep zone. So this is the Red Spires area of the deep zone, and unfortunately there are extreme junction conditions here. Concussive blasts. That just means that the explosive hazards here are even more dangerous than, well, than they normally are here in the deep zone. Bad news, it's the middle of the night, so the solar panels on the side racks aren't going to be doing me any good. But it is raining. So the hydro generator on the other side of the car is keeping the battery topped up. Also, I have a lot of battery power, over 120. Remember when you started off the game with the stock battery, you had something like 50, 52 battery power and it drained like you wouldn't believe. Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore. Hang on a second. Yeah, there's an abductor up ahead. I'm just going to wait and let that thing go before I cross the bridge, because I'm going to need to get over that bridge and make a right turn to head to the cluster of anchors that I'm here for. Okay, it's headed off. Hang on a minute. Yeah, I'm going to need to make a right. You can see the big cluster of anchors up there to the northeast. That's where I want to go. Hang on, there's something on the bridge. Oh, it's a tourist trap. Can I make it around that without hitting it? There should be space. Yeah, we're good. So I'm keeping an eye open for, well, all kinds of resources, but in particular Olympium. I haven't actually seen any yet. I need to make a right turn at some point up here. What's that up ahead? Thought it might have been an Arda investigator truck. No, it's just a container. Paying particular attention to anything that's likely to explode because it's going to hurt way more than normal thanks to the extreme junction conditions here. This looks like my turn. Hang on a second. Was that a pneumatic deposit box? What's that? Oh, it's nothing. Yeah, there's a pneumatic deposit box over here. We're going to stop and see what's in this. It might be something good. It was nothing good. Well, it's all stuff. I mean, I'll take it. What is that? Oh, it's nothing. Keeping an eye on for anything that's an anomaly that I haven't already scanned, because there are things that I'm going to need to scan anomaly. Oh shit, there's a storm closing in. Oh, that better not be a meteor squall. I wonder if I can outrun it. It looks like it's heading sort of northwest to southeast, and if I'm heading northeast I might be able to bypass it before it intercepts me. I just, you know, I don't want to do anything hasty that I might come to regret, like speeding along and hitting something that goes bang. I'm not in any particular rush here. Oh, is that... Actually, that looked like... Was that a happy hare? You know what, I'm not stopping to find out. I need to outrun this storm. Happy hares are a bunny anomaly, but they're actually good, because they latch onto the car and they repair it. But, I mean, the car's fine. It's not like I need it. And there is a storm closing in, and if that storm ends up being a meteor squall and I get caught in it, I will regret it. So we're just going to keep going. I haven't actually... There's not... Okay, good news. It looks like we have outpaced the storm. Bad news, I haven't actually seen anything. Other than the pneumatic drop box that didn't have an awful lot in it. A couple of tourist traps. I mean, this... I don't want to say it's disappointing, because I'm grateful that the car isn't being destroyed. But I haven't seen an awful lot in this section of the deep zone, here in the red spires. I mean, you know, this is a good thing, because it means I can... What is that? No, I'm just seeing things. And I have bypassed the storm, so we're good. I mean, it means I should, hopefully, be able to grab this anchor energy without anything in the way of hazards. Ah, there it is. I just saw it. Yep, we're past the storm. This is good. Purple. That's... Yep, corrupted energy. This is exactly what I want. Drop a flare here to mark my way back. We're going to grab this bad boy. I picked up some energy on the way here. Oh shit! Oh, holy crap! That could have been fatal. Tourist traps. Shit! Oh no! It knocked the anchor out of my hands. Got to grab it before the abductor picks it up. Bugger off! Nothing to see here, Mr. Abductor. Yeah, we got it. Okay, we're good. Whew. That was close. Right. So, there's another 2 anchors around here. Tourist trap just popped up in the middle of the road right ahead of me. Yeah, the tourist trap popped up as I plucked the anchor in. It knocked the anchor out of my hands with an abductor right next to me. The abductor could quite easily have grabbed that anchor and run off with it, which would have been bad. But I got away with it. So, I think I just saw the other anchor. There it is. That doesn't look purple though. That better not be an unstable anchor here in the deep zone, because that would be a bit of a disappointment. It is an unstable anchor. It's more unstable anchor energy. I mean, this isn't bad, because I do still need unstable anchor energy for various different things at the fabricator, but it's kind of disappointing that we're here in the deep zone and I'm still getting unstable abductors. This is fine. Okay, we made it. There's one more around here somewhere. And it looks like a bigger one. It's up the road to the northeast. I'm going to keep an eye open for it. It's relatively close. It's not that far off the road either, so I should be able to see it from the road, just like the other 2. Disappointing lack of resources other than... I mean, there's a lot of anchors in this particular section of the zone, but I haven't actually seen... You know, some Olympium would be nice. There it is. It's the other anchor. And it's purple, so it does look corrupted. Which is excellent. That's exactly what I want. Everything looking good. No obvious hazards around. Let's grab this sucker. Get it back to the car quick. These bio headlights are fantastic, by the way. So bright. And it's nice to be able to turn the wheel of the car without the bloody headlights flickering. Thanks to fixing that quirk. Right, what now? Oh, hang on a second. According to the heads-up display, the back door's got some kind of fault. Oh, it's cracked. Can I make a sealing kit? No, I can't. I need rubber. Do I have a sealing kit? Let's check the side storage. I do. Okay, so I can fix that. Alright, well, problem fixed. At least it isn't worn out or broken. There's a ductor up ahead. Plenty of energy. Now, do I... Hang on, which way are you going? Pick a direction. Oh, we got... Oh, actually... Oh, that's a happy hair. I think. Let me just check. Oh, that's fine. I'll just leave it there. Repairing the car. Oh, shit. Okay, fine. The abductor wants it. I'm not going to argue. I'm just going to get out of here while the abductor's distracted. Sorry, happy hair. But rather you than me. Right. So we've got plenty of energy. Finding an unstable anchor was a bit of a disappointment. I could have used more corrupted, but I did get some corrupted. And we've got a ton of energy overall. More than enough to open a gateway. The only really disappointing thing about this run is I haven't actually found any resources other than the anchor energy. Which is a real bummer, because I mean I really, really need Olympium. I need Olympium for things like the advanced blowtorch. I need Olympium for things like Olympium doors and panels and bumpers, which are the best doors and panels and bumpers that you can get for the deep zone, because they've got the best impact and explosion resistance and also the highest base hit points. I need Olympium for things like the limb chips that I need to make all of this stuff. So the fact that I still haven't even seen where you get Olympium from. So I'm just keeping an eye open for anything that I haven't seen before. Anything that looks unusual. Very few new anomalies here either. I mean, abductors we've seen before, happy hairs we've seen before. This has actually been a bit of a disappointment. Another abductor up ahead. Let's just wait and let it go. Don't want to risk getting dragged off the road into a tourist trap. Whoa, hang on a second. Pick a direction, will you? One or the other. You're gonna... Nobody's coming back. Okay, fine. Alright, we're clear. Oh, there's another... You know what, I'm not stopping to investigate the pneumatic tube with an abductor lurking around. Looks like there's another radiation hazard up ahead. There's actually a fair amount of just ambient radiation here in the zone overall. If you pay attention to the radiation meter just up and to the right of the fuel gauge, I mean it's going crazy right now because that was a radiation hazard, but even just driving around this zone there's usually a low level of ambient radiation that's constantly leaching health away at a very slow rate from the car itself. Are we just going to get out of here now? I mean, there is one more anchor that I could grab. The thing is, it's... Okay, there's another... Yeah, we'll stop and check that. The thing is, the anchor, which I'm too close to at the moment, but it is kind of right next to the exit point. So I could, if I'm feeling adventurous... Oh, some rubber, so I can make, what was it? Another sealing kit if I need to. But if I'm feeling adventurous, I could trigger the exit portal and then just grab the anchor on the way there. I mean, the car's in good shape. Might be worth it. Just need to back off away from the exit portal far enough that I can activate it. Okay, I can activate it now. I'm basically right on the border. Let's go for it. I've got 10 energy collected. I don't think I've ever come back from a run with this much energy. I mean, it's not all corrupted energy. That would be fantastic. But I had to go through the inner zone and the mid zone on the way here, and I picked up whatever anchor energy was available there. So I've got some stable, which I don't really need anymore, other than for diagnosing quirks at the Tinker Station. Some unstable, which there are still things that I need unstable energy to unlock, but I've picked up a fair amount of corrupted as well. Anyway, let's get out of here. Wow, this zone's closing in quickly. Like, really, really quickly. But I'm almost there. This is fine. Whoa, hang on a minute. What was that? What is that? I'm going to investigate. That might... Okay, this hurts because it's intensely radioactive. But I think... Is that an Olympian vein? It is! Okay, and I have a magnetic hammer. Oh, fantastic. Okay. You know what? I don't care about the radiation. I'm having this stuff. Can you imagine if I hadn't unlocked the magnetic hammer and I came across this on the way back and all I could do was look at it and not pick it up? Man, that would have been annoying. I just hope I've got time to grab it all. Because I'm having this stuff. 100% guaranteed. Okay, I've stripped it all. That's the first Olympian vein I have ever seen. And I would have to find it on the way back to a portal after activating the exit with the zone closing in. And holy shit. We're about to die. Let's get the hell out of here. Oh man, that was... I mean, I don't know if that was good luck or bad luck, but it was definitely luck. But we made it. And I have some Olympium and a ton of energy.
Alan would have gotten a kick out of that car.
So, yeah, and I don't want to be a Debbie Downer here because this is good news. You know, I've got Olympium. I've got a lot of energy. The bad news is I'm going to need a lot more. Oh, an expanded matter regenerator. Okay, this uses unstable energy. You see, there are still things that I was going to need unstable energy for. So we're definitely going to go ahead and use this. Where did it go? There it is. The expanded matter regenerator. Now, the matter regenerator is the thing that I can put damaged components into when I come back from a trip. And then when I come back from the next trip, they're repaired for free. Like this puncture-proof tyre, for example. So I'm going to take that out because, you know, just in case, and I don't want it eating anything that's in the matter regenerator when I upgrade it. And then we'll go ahead and upgrade it. Wait for it to do its thing. And this, well, quite simply allows me to put even more stuff into the matter regenerator when I come back from a trip. Where is it? Actually, let's have a look and see if there's anything that I need to put into the matter regenerator. Yeah, I mean, I've got some damaged components here. Okay, I have puncture-proof tyres on all 4 wheels. So this one's taken a little bit of damage. Hang on, how do I... Where is... There it is. There you go. Way more space for components. I mean, I can basically repair the entire car in this thing if I strip it down component by component. So, that's good. Let's just go ahead and replace the tyre. Where is it anyway? Oh, there it is. So, I've got a spare puncture-proof tyre now. Wait, wasn't that one? Oh, it's the one at the back. There we go. Now, we came back from that run in pretty good shape, but the car is not without certain problems. This anti-corrosive door panel, for example, has become fragile, which basically means I'm going to have to scrap it. Now, this isn't the end of the world because we're in the deep zone now, and there's not that many corrosive hazards. So, losing an anti-corrosive door panel isn't the end of the world. we're going to scrap it for its resources. And I have a couple of spare armoured door panels, which are exactly the kind of things that I actually need in the deep zone, thanks to all of the explosive and impact hazards. So I'm going to go ahead and call that one a net win. Anyway, back to the fabricator. What else can I unlock? Pneumatic locker and parts lockers. Oh, the Olympium torch. That is the best repair tool available, but it's also the most expensive. I can still do power grip tyres. I'm still not going to do power grip tyres. I mean, the thing is, by default, they're not bad. They've got a AA road rating, a B off-road rating, and a C water rating. But when you supply power to them, you have to actually assign them to a function in the car, and then you turn them on when you really, really need the grip. And they basically glue you to the road. They do also look very cool. They've got, when you power them up, they've got like a sort of glowing electric hub effect. But here's the thing, the puncture-proof tyre has a AA road rating, a B off-road rating, and a C water rating. Exactly the same as the unpowered power grip tyre. And they cannot blow out and they cannot go flat. The power grip tyre can. And guess what happens a lot when you're in the deep zone? You get flats. So, attractive, yes, but I'm not going to go for it. I can still do an anchor energy converter, although it's not like I'm short of battery power. I kind of like the look of the XL roof battery though. I mean, if I was to run an XL roof battery along with all of my other power options, I'd probably be able to afford to run a fuel synthesizer. And then both fuel and power issues would be a thing of the past. Let's have a look at my Olympium options though. I mean, I like the Olympium torch. It's the best repair tool you can have. It's just really expensive. Here's the thing, Olympium panels. I was talking about needing to scan various different anomalies. Yep. It's the same with the Olympium bumper. Scan a radiant dredge anomaly. I mean, I don't even know what a radiant dredge anomaly is. And it's the same thing with the Olympium panels. There are anomalies out there that need to be scanned before I can even consider unlocking these things. Junction restabilizer. Oh. The junction restabilizer basically allows you to re-roll the conditions of any junctions you're going to drive through. So if there are extreme conditions in that junction or low resources in that junction, just re-roll the conditions. Extreme conditions go away, and it might, if you re-roll, or if you just get lucky with the first re-roll, turn from a low resource junction into a high resource junction. Really like the look of this repair station though. Basically free repairs every time you come back from a zone trip. But again, just don't have the resources for it. I mean, I did get lucky finding that Olympium vein on the way back from that trip. And I think I came back with something like 12 Olympium crystals. That's not a lot. I'm going to need a lot more than that. So, what can I do with the limited resources that I actually have? I could make an Olympium door. But I can only make one, and then I'll only have 4 Olympium crystals left. And I'm actually doing alright with the armoured doors and panels that I have. I mean, they do have blast and impact resistance. Just not as much blast and impact resistance. Can't do anything with the panels. Can't really do anything with the bumpers. Can make reinforced headlights though. I mean, don't get me wrong, the bio headlights are really good. But so are the reinforced headlights. And they come with impact resistance. And I do have just enough Olympium to make a full set of 2 reinforced headlights. And then of course I get to keep the excellent bio headlights as backups. So that's what I'm going to do. The one thing that this run has taught me though is I am going to need a lot more Olympium. And I'm also going to need to be getting up close and personal to what are likely to be extremely dangerous anomalies, like the Radiant Dredge, whatever the hell that is, and the Blacksmith, which I really don't like the sound of, in order to unlock things like junction restabilizers, which are going to make the journey to and from the deep zone a hell of a lot more smooth. So there's basically a lot more exploration ahead of me before I think I'm even going to be close to being ready to finding whatever the hell that barricade is and advancing the story. I should probably heal myself while I'm here too, and I can do it for free. So all of that coming up in a future video. In the meantime, I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. I hope you've all enjoyed this one. Hello, friendly dumpster. What have you got for me today? Really? That's it? whatever, I'll take it. And as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.